Gypsy Man, and I want to have a table talk, and I want to talk to the people a little bit about something that's been on my mind, and just from making my observations and looking online and watching videos for entertainment, and I want to emphasize entertainment. Okay, um, I've had I put some videos up online, and people are having a fit about how I choose to set up my two guns that I EDC. I only have two guns that I EDC. This more in the summer and whenever, and this one more in the winter because I like a full grip. And I just basically have, you know, the thumb for this one, and that's how I like to carry that. I never carry it with the just the normal 10 round mag in it. And I carry a knife, not this knife, but I carry a knife. And guess what? I don't know shit about knife fighting. And I don't want people to think that they know about knife fighting, because my problem is I've been looking on YouTube for my entertainment, and some of y'all believe the shit that y'all see on YouTube. Y'all believe that y'all can do these things as civilians. You believe all these professionals that come on here don't know their backgrounds. Some of them are military, most of them are civilians that like to shoot. And they put their videos online for you guys to see it, become and just be in awe of how fast they can shoot, and you know maybe reach out to them and get into their course. So I gotta give you the truth, y'all. I don't make no money off of YouTube. The only reason I do this is for people to get free information, free ways to take care of your own tools, and to just put the truth out there about, some of the things that I talk about, which is, I used to work on, do the mechanical thing, then I switched to the mechanics of firearms. And just give y'all some free information. I ain't asked for nothing in return. I don't need y'all to subscribe. I ain't asked for no subscribers. I don't beg for them. I don't need no thumbs up. I don't ask for it. All I do is talk to y'all about what's in front of me on my table. But people are starting to make comments about, well, this and that, in this situation, you're going to do this. Because I often talk about the importance of training is important. Training is important. What are you going to get from training? What are you going to get from taking these classes? Now, there's some badasses out there. There's some special ops. There's some ex-Navy SEALs. There's things like that. Those guys are badasses. Those guys put in the work. Those guys put in thousands of hours. They can do it in the dark. They can do it with their eyes closed. They can do it. It's natural to them. I'm using an analogy. It's like people who want to become professional boxers in their 20s. It's too late for you. You can't develop the skills to have that natural reaction without even thinking about how to protect yourself or how to move. It's too late for you. That's why boxing is so bad now. Everybody want to start late, think they want to be a boxer in their 20s. It ain't going to work. It's the same thing with guns, people. It's the same thing with guns. I'm an OG. I've been doing this longer than a lot of the gun tubers online. I've been carrying a gun. I've been operating a gun professionally, and I'm not talking about teaching classes. Okay, I'm not gonna get into my background, but I see a lot of people commenting saying they can do such and such drills in such and such time. I see a lot of people talking about their split times. They got point this, point that, point two. Getting out of the holster fast, putting the gum up, not moving your body, just putting the gum up, bringing it up to your eye. That's all cool. And it looks beautiful. It's fast, it's sweet. It probably brings a lot of people, a lot of business to you, okay? But people that know about the real world scenarios, have to work in the real world scenarios, have to have to operate a pistol in real world scenarios. The thing that's missing from all of these videos that y'all don't talk about is somebody shooting back at you. Okay, that changes everything. Your point two, your point two splits don't mean shit when somebody else is shooting at you, because you're not going to have a point two split. All those drills, you're going to forget the names of them. You know what I mean? Coming out of your holster, beautiful and quick, that shit's gonna go out the door too. When somebody's coming after you, and they have something that can hurt you, you know it's real world. I see a lot of people in these videos, you know, you're picking up sandbags, you're running, you're getting your heart rate up. That doesn't even compare to a real life threat, okay? It doesn't even compare. You're not even getting the dump because you know you're going to be okay. You know nothing's going to hit you back. You know what I mean? You're safe. It's just training. You know, it's hard to simulate that. The military does a good job of doing that. I've never been in the military, okay? That's not my background. But they probably have ways that we don't know about that simulate something coming back at you, okay? So that point, shooting from the 3-yard line, two shots in 1.3 seconds, that's some bullshit. You're not gonna do it, okay? You don't even know what your fight or flight response is. A lot of people never been in a real fight. You know what I mean? You don't know what your body's gonna do. You don't know if you're gonna freeze up. You don't know if you're gonna lock up. Everything tightens up. That adrenaline dump, you don't know how that feels, a real life one, not the one you build up from doing jumping jacks before you shoot. You don't know what's gonna happen. So, I mean, to think that you could take a class and go out there and do this in real life, it takes it'll take so much time. It'll take so much money. It'll take so much training with the best. And it'll take somebody shooting back at you for you to really develop the skills to be able to do that and have it mentally and be able to survive after the fact mentally, you know. I see a lot of videos. I watch a lot of shootouts, law enforcement, things like that. And, you know, you start to see, you start to hear, you start to feel what they're feeling and how they react. And you see that they fumble the reloads. Those beautiful reloads that y'all do, beautiful, beautiful, when nothing's coming back at you. You guys, competition. I shoot competition. And I shoot competition to master movement and shooting at the same time. Now, you can't do it in competition because most competition shooters don't use cover. They use cover, right? They don't have any type of, or should I say concealment. They don't even have cover. They don't come around cover right. You know, they're just shooting. It's a game. You know what I'm saying? It's a game and nothing's coming back. It's a game. To be able to do that, if you're not military, and let me make another point. What scares me when I see something real life, okay? We're talking real life. What scares me and what would scare me is if I came across an individual and they knew how to move. You can tell who those people are that know how to move, know how to use cover, know how to use concealment, like real life, like really know how to do it. They don't just start shooting at you in the middle of the street. This person is hunkered down behind something that you can't get through, okay? You're not gonna come out of your holster or your appendix holster and do a goddamn bill drill in real life, okay? You're not gonna stand there and do a bill drill. The first thing y'all need to do, if y'all ever get into an encounter, if you can't avoid it, and what most operators and things like, people like that, okay? When they go into a place, they probably already peeped the place out as they going because of the way they're built. They know where the cover is. They know where concealment is. They know where the exits are. They know where they will go. And they do it so fast in their heads that they just look normal to you, but they've already peeped that stuff out. You gotta get that same mentality. You need to learn that skill. You need to know where those things are wherever you are, you know, without looking crazy. You know what I mean? But just give it a quick sweep with your eyes and just see what's going on and keep being social. You know, that's what I would suggest. So people are having a fit because I talk about point shooting a lot. Look, my little 26, I'm not shooting distant with this. This is for coming out and protecting myself. These are self-defense items, okay? These are tools for self-defense. I only have an optic on my Glock 45 because I bought the optic and I wanted to put it on a gun. But if I'm within 10 yards, because I professionally, I work on that, you know what I'm saying? I always talk about point shooting. You're gonna be point shooting. You don't have time to look for your sights. You don't have time to look for your optic. What if you don't find your dot? What if you don't see your sights because that adrenaline hits, that dump hits, and your vision is just screwed? Your heart is beating, you're breathing hard, you're sweating. Hopefully you reacted fast enough to move the cover. You just don't know what's going to happen. So people argue that they're going to come out their gun and start doing some damn drills that got named after people like they discovered land in America or stole it. But you think that you're gonna come out of your holster fast and just start saving the day. And I'm telling you, man, that's just not gonna happen. So know your environment, know where you need to go, then get your weapon out and protect yourself, and you may have to protect others. So my EDCs are stock. Okay, I took all the flashy stuff off of it. I keep this one mostly close to me, so it has a flashlight on it. I don't usually carry a flashlight, but I might have to go through the house. For those of you who, it kind of simulates it, a good little dump of adrenaline. If you ever heard something in the night and it was real and it broke like a glass and you had to go do a sweep of your house, hopefully you have the skills to do that properly, and you're going to feel it because that adrenaline is going to hit, and it's dark. Can you shoot in the dark? Can you move? Do you know how to hug the wall? Do you know how to cut the pie? You know what I mean? Do you know how to do these things? Do you know what's covering your house? Do you know where you're going to hunker down if you had to fight? Because you know your house and they don't. So you have the advantage. Are you trying to look through an optic at night? You know what I mean? This is so many things that go through your head that you're going to have to think about. And being in public, we know that we have to be accountable for our rounds. What if you are assaulted in public? What if you're at a crowded space? You can't just take your gun off and start shooting at people because you have to be accountable, and you're going to assume that because you hit paper, all alphas, that you're going to do that when you are faced with a real threat that you didn't start and you couldn't get away from. So you have to protect yourself. You have to account for all those rounds. And one thing I'm gonna tell you right now is that your skills will diminish. You will fall back on your training if adequate, and it may diminish a little bit more. You don't know. You don't know unless you're put into that situation all the time. And then you get to the point where it doesn't bother you no more. And then you need a psychiatrist because it don't bother you no more. But I'm going to promise you one thing. The one thing that's not going to happen when you have to get involved in something like that, in real life, no one's going to come and say, cut, scene, because it's real. It's real. So what y'all see online, arguing why point shooting is probably not important, predictive shooting, learn how to do it. Learn how to shoot in all ways. I'll probably use an optic. If I had the opportunity from a distance, I would use my optic. But if I'm up close, I'm coming out as I'm going to cover, moving to cover, and I'm going to operate my tools the way that I trained to do for so many years. And I'm talking decades, okay? Decades, not just 10 years, decades. So things are more natural for people like myself and people who are way greater than my skill level. But for most civilians that go to these classes, you're probably not there. So keep working and, get as close to real as possible. I saw a lot of people that do like paintball and stuff like that. They're probably going to do better than you. What if the guy or gal is a paintballer and they know how to use cover? I see videos of operators going against civilians who play airsoft all the time, but they get destroyed from the tactics of the operators because it's just natural for them. We not those people. You know what I mean? So find your levels, get good. Training is important because you got to know how to move. You got to know how to come out. You got to know how to do your reloads. You got to do thousands of hours. You got to do thousands of rounds. You got to dry fire. And you got to be moving when you dry fire. Do everything moving. Learn how to shoot from behind cover. Use the cover properly. Things like that are super important in a real life scenario. And you may have to drag somebody. You know what I mean? So I get it. All the videos look flashy, look great. I'm entertained by it, of course. I don't purchase any of these courses. I don't desire to be in anybody's course. You know what I mean? I see people like just call out Ronin and stuff like that who did it for real, how zen like he is. And you know why he's like that? Because he's trying to stay sane from probably the things that he had to do. I seen the best people that could shoot. I saw the Bob Vogels and things like that. The guy can shoot. He's law enforcement. He could probably move, and he can shoot. That's dangerous. He knows how to use cover. You know, I see people who are great, like JJ and them. That's a dangerous dude. But I haven't seen that he knows how to use things in real life. You know, that's not his thing. He plays the game. He's great. I like watching him. But I'm entertained. But I just wanted to make this quick video. It went over a little bit, but I just want you to understand how serious this is. You're gonna have to use your brain. You're gonna have to use some sense, and you got to think tactically without looking tactical. You know what I mean? You know, just be that unassuming person, and you know, just try to figure it out from there, and just keep running things out in your head while you're just out and about. You know what I mean? Just run it through your head real quick and just think about what you would do, because if you could do that, most times the threat has already started. You're not going to see it coming. You don't know what to look for. So I'm just saying that be entertained, keep training, keep getting better, train as if everything depends on it. Be upset when you're out there shooting simulations and things like that and you get hit. And don't assume that because you hit something at 3 yards that you're going to put the person down, or the thing down, because it keeps coming. The threat is real. So it's Gypsy Man. I don't usually talk like this. Probably the last video I'll make like this, but I just wanted to put it out there and just comment, and we'll have a conversation. All right, Gypsy Man, and I'm out. Peace.